G'day everyone, have I got a Murray cod fishing hack for you, especially for those of you that like to go bait fishing like I do and like I am right now. Now over the last few years, or the last 10 or 15 years, cheese has become a very popular bait for Murray cod fishing. A lot of people contact me and ask me what sort of cheese I like, and my favourite cheese is Tasty cheese. I used to use mozzarella, but it kept falling off the hook, so I decided to use Tasty cheese. It still falls off the hook too, and when you cast it really far, it happens more often, so I've become really good at casting it gently to make sure the cheese doesn't fall off. Now, just recently I've been given a red hot tip on how to keep the bait on the hook. As simple as this is an absolute game changer. Now, before I show you, I do want to give a huge shout out to one of my long-time followers, Glenn Baker. Glenn was kind enough to share this hack with me in the YouTube comments. Glenn has sent me stuff into my mail time segment over the past, and I've spoken to Glenn on the phone. He's a really nice guy, so on behalf of everybody that's going to use this tip, Glenn, I say an enormous thank you. Now, how do we keep the cheese on the hook and stop it falling off? Well, the first thing you need to know is that you need to put your hook on, you need to bait your hook before you put it on the line. Now with a paternoster rig, usually you can just push the loop through the hook, loop it over the top and pull it tight. So that's it's quite easy to do. Now I'm using a paternoster rig today, but I'm using braided line, and I don't use that loop over the line system when I'm using braided line. I always tie the loop to the hook. So what I've done is I've tied a line clip to my dropper on my paternoster rig. Now this isn't an ideal system, and I'll show you why in a moment, but whatever rig you use, you need to be able to take the hook on and off easily. Right, here's my hook, here's my cheese. Watch this. You get a lighter. Now I don't smoke, so I don't carry a cigarette lighter, so I've brought a really big one from home. You get a lighter, you heat up the blunt end of the hook. You heat up the eyelet of the hook, make it nice and warm. And then you simply just push it through the cheese. Look at that, straight through. So normally when you bait the hook up from the pointy end, you rip the cheese, you tear the cheese, and it makes it easier to come off. That is now quite solid apart from having the hook inside. Now you're blowing it and make sure it's nice and cool, or you dip it in the water because you don't want to burn your fingers. Now if you're using a paternoster rig, you just poke the line through, loop it over the top, and you're good to go. Or if you want to put another bit of cheese on, you just do the same thing. You heat it up and you put a second bit of cheese on the back. But because I'm just using a line clip, I will just throw the line clip on. There's my paternoster rig ready to go. And the cheese, it's not only is it more likely to stay on the hook when I cast, but it's also a lot harder for the fish to pull off the hook. Now I'm just going to lower that down beside the boat right now and see if I can catch a Murray cod. Now, you can refine this. You can use different types of line clips. I'm using the Mustard Fast Hash, and I find that my paternoster rig does become tangled occasionally because of the little lip sticking out on the clip. So it's not an ideal system. If you're using monofilament line, you don't even need a line clip and you'll have no issues. But anyway, folks, that is the Murray cod fishing hack of the century, and that'll teach you how to keep your cheese on the hook and stop it falling off. Monster.
Pick the rod up, through the rig, it'll stop.
Yeah, guaranteed, and that's still that. It's a small fish though, I think, whatever it is. Now it's stopped. Had one little nibble when I picked it up and then it stopped. There it is. Got him. Look at the size of that. It's a Murray cod. Oh, it's a trout cod. Yeah, folks, I'm on the board with a tiny little trout cod caught on a bit of cheese. Come on, McTrouty. The Ovens River is teeming with these little trout cod. It's actually my first trout cod of the season, but I'm on the board. See you later, mate.